Museums. The noble institutions preserving our history, education, the masses, and, if not at the museum has taught us anything, housing some pretty terrifying after-hours shenanigans. But what if you were in charge? What if you decided which ancient artifacts deserved a glass case and which ones go straight to the gift shop? Enter 2 Point Museum, the latest entry in the beloved simulation series that dares to ask, what if you ran a museum? But hear me out, it was actually fun. Now, if you've played 2 Point Hospital or 2 Point Campus, you already know what to expect here. An easy to learn, hard to master sim packed with charm, humor, and a suspiciously large number of people slipping on banana pills. 2 Point Studios has this formula down to a science, or more accurately, a chaotic, caffeine-fueled experiment where you mix humor, strategic management, and just a pinch of madness. And surprise, it works. Again, expect wacky exhibits like Conspiracy Theory Corner featuring completely legitimate government documents with most of the words redacted, staff that have all the competence of a reality show contestant trying to build a cabinet, the same beloved visual styles with guests who look just as confused as you did the first time you walked into an art museum and saw a $10 million black canvas. And hey, while we're on that topic of flawless decision making, let's talk about something you could do right now that requires zero managerial skills. Liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and yes, even brace yourself, hitting the notification bell. Why? Because it's free, it costs you nothing, and yet YouTube treats it like some ancient artifact of immense power, using it to determine whether this video gets displayed to the masses or buried deep within the algorithm catacombs. Now, how does 2 Point Museum stack up against its genre rivals? Let's take a closer look. Compared to Planet Zoo and RollerCoaster Tycoon, games which let you create thrilling rides and house majestic creatures, 2 Point Museum is gonna let you carefully place a slightly shinier vase, but still make you believe it's fun. And instead of keeping animals from eating tourists, your job is going to be convincing people that staring at old pottery is just as exciting as a roller coaster. Now, compared to sim builders like SimCity, which give you god complexes, 2 Point Museum gives you the overworked museum curator complex, which frankly is a much funnier breakdown to witness. So what makes 2 Point Museum special? What sets it apart from other games in the genre? Well, a few things. First, artifact hunting and curation. Instead of just buying cool things, you Indiana Jones them into existence. Send staff on expeditions, negotiate with eccentric collectors, and occasionally fall for a definitely not fake medieval sword scam. The second thing is a dynamic exhibit and guest reactions to those exhibits, because exhibits aren't just static displays. You tweak them in real time to keep visitors entertained, which is a bit like making a TikTok for history nerds, but sure, let's roll with it. Another is the comedic historical twists, because have you ever wanted to learn about history but with just enough misinformation to keep things spicy? 2 Point Museum reimagines the past with just the right amount of absurdity. And finally, evolving museums, because unlike 2 Point Hospital, where each level is a reset, your museum actually grows over time, meaning you can finally fulfill your dream of turning a small history exhibit into a full-blown tourist trap.
Cool.
And if you're still not convinced, let's turn to the real experts, those people who left Steam reviews after playing the game just enough to still get refunds. For example, one player did admit that they believed the game was going to be boring, but then changed their mind and said they were wrong, which pretty much is the highest praise a game can get. Another described it as a real time sinker, because nothing says great game like realizing you haven't blinked in 3 hours. Another hardcore fan of the series insisted it's not just 2 Point Hospital with a different hat, It's an entirely new experience, which is good because I don't think a game about emergency room patients and historical artifacts should have that much crossover. And finally, some are already fantasizing about DLCs. One person excitedly wrote that there are so many departments you could add, which is a polite way of saying, dear developers, please take my money. So, who is this game actually for? If you love sim games that are equal parts strategy and silliness, 2 Point Museum is an easy recommendation. If you've ever dreamed of running a museum but don't want to deal with real-life funding cuts and screaming school field trips, this is probably as close as you're going to get. And if you're just here for the humor, well, congratulations, you are the target audience. So, 2 Point Museum. Is it an instant classic or a historical disaster waiting to happen? Only time will tell, but in the meantime, let me know in the comments what ridiculous museum ideas you would create. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the weirdest and best upcoming games. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.